everybody, how's it going? It's Jamie, the crafty DIY guy. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm participating in a Patriotic Open Challenge, and it is being hosted by Teresa B DIY and Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. If you don't already know their channels, which I'm sure you do, but if you don't know them, they are going to be linked in the description box below. Everything in today's challenge is themed patriotic. It is red, it is white, or it is blue. You could use a combo of those colors, or you could just use red, or just blue, or just white. And you'll see I kind of went all over the board with the red, white, and blue. Also, before we get into their channels and before we get into the DIYs, I wanted to tell you, if you are a subscriber of mine, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you guys. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, or maybe you are checking it out for the first time because YouTube actually recommended the channel, thank you, YouTube, then I hope you'll stick around and become a subscriber. All right, let's get into Sammy and Teresa's channels, and then we will get into the DIYs. Our host for the Patriotic Open Challenge is Teresa B DIY. She has a fantastic YouTube channel. Be sure and check it out. She has a lot of great designs, and Teresa also has a very big heart. In fact, all of her May revenue is going to be donated to the Fisher House for this particular video. The Fisher House provides military housing for families that may be separated from their home base and they're in need of housing. Fisher House will actually put the families up in a house that is close to the hospital where their loved one is located. So definitely check out Fisher House. The co-host this month is Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. Sammy also has an equally fantastic YouTube channel, and I want you to definitely check her out. The links for both of these ladies and for the Fisher House will be below in the description box. For my first DIY, I'm going to use this blue and white bag that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and also some nautical rope. I'm only going to use one bundle of that nautical rope. By the way, I don't know why I showed you both bundles. I'm going to go ahead and take the handles and just trim those off. I'm going to cut that right along the seam there. That way everything comes off nice and clean, and it's actually very, very easy to remove it. For my nautical rope, I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue on the end of it, and this burns just a little bit, but it's okay. As you will see, it starts to come together and creates a nice little rosette. And I'm actually going to be making 4 of these, and I'm going to make them, I would say they're probably about 2 inches, 2.5 inches maybe around. And all I'm going to do is just kind of keep rolling it around until I get the size that I want. And then I am going to literally just trim it off and glue it down really, really well. And then I'm going to make 3 more of these. So once I had all 4 of them done, it was time to start setting up our bag. For the bag itself, the first thing I'm going to do is take my nautical rope that I have left over. I'm just going to take this entire piece that I have here that's left over from that 11-foot bundle that I grabbed initially, and I am just going to cut it in half. And then I am going to use that for both sides of my bags as my shoulder straps. So what I'm going to do is take those 3 pieces of rope and just kind of spread them out. To be honest, I don't know why I really did this. I thought that it would kind of maybe look kind of cool if that rope kind of wrapped around that rosette. But then I figured out that it didn't really matter because it all kind of looks the same once it's all kind of glued on top of each other. And just for safety reasons and to make sure that this was as sturdy as possible, I did just go ahead and tuck those ropes. You'll see here that I still kind of did that technique. And I learned after the second one here that it really didn't matter. So now that I've got both sides complete, this is what my bag looks like. It's actually pretty sturdy. I'm really happy with it. As you can see, I'm ready for the pool or ready for the beach. I've got my sunscreen. I've got my People magazine. I've got my IKEA catalog. Everybody takes a IKEA catalog to the beach, right? A towel, and I am ready to hit the pool or the beach or the lake. And it's just a fun way to kind of update a Dollar Tree bag that, might be a little boring. For my next DIY, I'm going to incorporate these bandanas. Originally, I was going to be making 2 pillows, but I decided only to make 1, and you'll kind of see why in a minute here. So I'm going to actually take the red bandanas apart and the blue and black bandanas apart, and then I'm just going to end up using the blue bandanas. Remember, I said that I only decided to make one pillow once I got started with it. So typical kind of Dollar Tree stuff. The two bandanas are not the same size, and you're just going to kind of have to work around that. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring up, at least matching up as best as I can, one side here, and then I'm going to take my Surebonder fabric glue, and I am just going to work my way down, and I'm actually putting that, initially I kind of started putting it right on the bandana, and then I figured out that I needed to put it on the seam, just because the way that that fabric is, it's kind of like a polyester, and you can kind of see the glue a little bit. You know, these are designed for kind of temporary pillows. I'm kind of envisioning like backyard barbecue, or maybe even something on the front porch. And when we stuff them, you'll see why I think they are perfect for outside or for the front porch. So go ahead and take your hot glue and just kind of work your way around. I know we've all probably made pillows like this before. And we're literally just going to go on all three sides until you get to the final side. And then once we got to the final side, I then took all of my leftover Dollar Tree plastic bags and I stuffed it inside the pillow. Now, you might be wondering, why in the world would I do that? Well, guess what? Plastic Dollar Tree bags do not mold. So if you put them inside of a pillow like this, you can actually use those for stuffing, and it's still comfortable. It's a little crunchy sounding when you squish up against it, but they do fill the bags up very, very nicely, and it's just a cool kind of way to use your recyclables. Once you've got your bag stuffed, go ahead and seal it up with the hot glue, and once again, you've got a very cute pillow. This one is just here inside in my studio, in my chair. I love the way that this looks. I think I'm going to actually keep it in here, and truth be told, I didn't have enough plastic bags to be able to do another pillow, and but I think I've got the red one, figured out. I definitely want to make a red one as well. And I may even cut the center part of that bandana out and do a smaller red pillow as an accent. But either way, I think that these are super cute. They could be very fun for a 4th of July backyard party or something for the front porch. My next DIY here is going to be pretty standard issue. I found this red truck bucket that I loved at Dollar Tree. I also found some fantastic patriotic flowers. This particular one here was my favorite, but unfortunately I could only find one bundle of those. So we're going to use the red, white, and blue carnations instead. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some styrofoam, and I'm going to cut it down and fit it down into the bottom of my bucket. Then I'm going to take my favorite tool in the world, these Lineman Pliers, and I'm literally just going to slice through those plastic flowers, remove that Dollar Tree tag, and then I started to decorate the vase. Now, I've got this little blingy light here, and it comes in red, it comes in white, and it does come in blue. This white one, I'm actually going to take it off of there, and I'm going to put it in the middle of the floral arrangement. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when you put this outside, let's say you're having that barbecue where you've got your bandana pillows, and you want something fun for the table, but you want something maybe that's going to stay lit up after the lights go down or the sun goes down. In this case, I just turned the lights off in the studio, but now you can see it's kind of a cool patriotic red, white, and blue kind of a light, floral light. It's a great table accent. It would be fantastic out on the deck during a 4th of July barbecue. For my next DIY, we're going to take one bundle of this rope. This is a 40-foot bundle, and I did buy a couple of these because it was kind of crazy not to. They sell a smaller bundle that's a 25-foot bundle of the same exact rope for $1. Why would you not buy the larger one? Because you know you're going to need this rope, or at least I know I'm going to need it. So I'm also taking 2 of these gift boxes, and I bought them in red on purpose. That way the color would be very good. So I'm going to take the lid, and I'm actually going to glue it on the bottom. And then you can see there I kind of also glued a piece of the rope. So once I've got that kind of all squished in there and it's ready to go, now we are going to start wrapping that gift box in that red rope. I'm going to use the bottom of that, or the lid that I put in there, kind of as like a trim piece almost, because it is solid red. It doesn't have that silver in there, although I think that might technically work within the rules of the hop today, or the the playlist. But check it out. All I'm doing is adding some rope, and I am just going to literally wrap this entire gift box in this red and blue rope. It has a little tiny speck of white in there as well. So I guess I've hit all three colors for the collab today. But as you can see, it also fits perfectly. And I'm just going to kind of trim off the remaining piece there at the top, and then I'm going to start wrapping the larger container as well. And when you've got them both done, you've got a very, very cool looking planter that is this bright, vibrant red, but it still kind of has like a boho feel to it. It's kind of crazy. And I really, really love these. I just put some simple faux ferns in there and some faux plants from Dollar Tree. I think that these could also work with some potted plants outside. The cardboard, if you put some drainage holes in them, you know, eventually it's going to wear down. But again, if you're wanting something for the holidays or something for a barbecue, it could be really, really fun, or even on a covered porch like I've got. Now, if you're wondering what that big bowed candy jar was next to that vase, I'm going to show you. All I'm going to do is take this candy jar. And this is kind of, think of this as like a gift, right? Let's say somebody in your neighborhood is having a barbecue and you're going to go over. This is kind of like a hostess gift. So you can take some candies that are blue and red and white and fill up your candy jar with some patriotic colored candy. And then you're going to take whatever ribbon you have on hand. I just happen to have this kind of oversized burlap star ribbon. And literally you're just going to tie a bow on top of your jar, fill your jar with the candy, and you've got a very cool candy jar. Now for mine, I am going to take my Cricut and I'm going to cut out a blue map of the United States, and I'm going to put it on my lid. And as you can see, it is the perfect and cutest little hostess gift that you can give to your neighbor or your loved one. Last DIY is just kind of a silly, fun one. I found this blue jar, and there was only one at my Dollar Tree, and I found this daisy kind of solar-powered dancey thing, and I thought that it was super, super cute, and it fits perfectly inside the jar. You can add a battery operated tea light in the bottom of this, and then let this sucker charge up in the sunshine, and they are just going to dance, dance, dance. You have a little dance party, and again, it's something fun to add to your backyard for the barbecue. All right, everyone, that concludes our DIYs for today. I hope you enjoyed all of these projects. Be sure and check out Teresa B DIY. Her link is below. Also, Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs channel is also linked below. In addition to those channels, we also have the Fisher House linked below. Fisher House is a fantastic organization, and because my dad was in the Air Force, I am considered a military brat, and I'm also going to be donating to Fisher House a total of $250 out of my May revenue. So thank you so much, Teresa B, for introducing me to Fisher House. I'm looking forward to doing more DIYs and hanging out with all of you guys soon.